Good morning, my brothers. Today is today is November 6th, and so we turn to Proverbs chapter 6 for God's daily dose of wisdom. And Proverbs chapter 6 has got a summation of a number of things that the Lord is warning us about, and they are found in verses 16 through 19. I'm going to go through these. There are 6 things which the Lord hates. Yes, 7 which are an abomination to him. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that run rapidly to evil, a false witness who utters lies, and one who spreads strife among brothers. These 7 things are they're warning posts for us. 7 things that are an abomination to God. The first one is haughty eyes. We've touched on this briefly. Haughty eyes is pride, but it's more than just simple pride in oneself. It's the type of pride that looks down on a brother or sister with contempt. It's one of those things that you place yourself higher in worth than another individual, and you look down upon them. That's what haughty eyes is all about. You've got scorn and contempt in your eyes, and that's what haughty eyes is all about. A lying tongue. This one is fairly obvious. You know, the Lord hates lying. The Lord hates anything that is not true. And so a lying tongue is just somebody who, on a constant, continual basis, just continues to tell lies. I remember in conversations on this channel before, people were talking about, is it okay to tell white lies? That's a good question. Hands that shed innocent blood. I find it interesting that there's a number of different places in the Bible where it talks about shedding innocent blood. God is very opposed to the taking of innocent life. And for me, this speaks volumes about our country and about the whole issue of abortion. How much more innocent can you be than to be an unborn baby in the womb of its mother? And this country has done a lot in the area of shedding of innocent blood. But God is for those who are in the army or in the armed services, or those who have because as a part of their job, maybe as a part of law enforcement or something, they have been forced to take the life of an individual. That is not what this is talking to. It's not talking about that. It's talking about the intentional taking of life that is innocent. If you've ever had to take a life, you know how difficult that situation is and what you carry with you. This is not that. Hands that shed innocent blood. When God talks about that this is an abomination, it's not about law enforcement. It's not about armed services. It's about murder. A heart that devises wicked plans. We've talked about the heart in other chapters, about being the essence of the person. It's the seat of one's mind, will, and emotion. And a heart that devises wicked plans is a heart that's turned away from God. A heart that's only looking towards the world and looking towards itself. And it's continually devising wicked plans. And the next one follows, a feet that run rapidly to evil is a part of that heart that devises wicked plans. People who are continually running towards evil means that their heart is turned away from God and don't acknowledge him as God. There's a false witness who utters lies. Now, you'd think that he already talked about a lying tongue. What is different about this? Well, a false witness who utters lies speaks to false prophecy, whereas a lying tongue talks about deception in one's speech, a false witness who utters lies is more about the speaking of false prophecy, of declaring something true that is not true. And I don't know if you've seen The Chosen or not. If you haven't, hit me with a private polo and I will hook you up. The Chosen is a TV show that's talking about the life of Christ as viewed through the eyes of the people around him. It is the best show I have ever seen on the life of Christ. It is not cheesy. It is not campy. It is not low budget. It is awesome, and it's free. It's a multi-chapter series. It's a TV show, basically. And yeah, if you have not seen The Chosen, you probably should see The Chosen. And if you don't know about it, hit me with a private polo and I will hook you up. So, false witness who utters lies, and one who spreads strife among brothers. This idea of spreading strife among brothers is all about controversial things. Talking about controversial things and constantly bringing stuff up that's going to bring contention. Jesus talked about the unity of the church. He prayed that constantly, that we would be unified as he and the Father are one. So those are the 7 things which are an abomination to the Lord in today's Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 through 19. My prayer for us is that we would take these things to heart and that we would understand the heart of God is not towards these things, but the heart of God towards us is grace and love and mercy and compassion. And those are the things that we need to be reflecting to the world. Those are the things that the Father has given us in abundance. And so as we have been given, so too should we freely give. I love you, brothers. I hope you have an awesome day in the Lord.